it's Adam here from Sapphire Comic Sanctuary. Happy weekend. I'm back again with another new comic book day review of the pulls that I grabbed from my LCS on Wednesday. It was a huge week for DC. I also have some books in here that I didn't pick up last week, and I have some books that I also bought off of eBay as well. But anyways, let's get into it because there's a lot in here. Alright, so first up is going to be Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Teen Titans The Judas Contract. I don't read Teen Titans ongoing series, but I decided to pick this one up because I like the covers. I am trying to get the Starfire cover as well, but I got the Archer and Raven cover and the Archer and Raven and Starfire cover. But these were, this was a good read. This was a story about how the Teen Titans lost one of their members called Terra, and how she turned into Gaia and became evil, and pretty much killed a bunch of superheroes and took over the world. Was an interesting read. Didn't really understand too much about it, but it does take place in the Dark Multiverse, and things are not as they seem usually in the Dark Multiverse, just reasons. But these were good books to read. I'm probably going to send this one off to get graded because it's awesome. Alright, that's it for that. Got a couple books here from last week. Those were the books from eBay. Oh, hang on. Let me sort. Okay, I only have one from last week. Alright, cool. So this came out last week. This is Wonder Woman Annual 4, The Dark Fates. This is Steve Orlando's final story for Wonder Woman, part of his run. The Dark Fates is a mythos of three witches who remain hidden from human view, but their powers have taken over cities, and Wonder Woman has to stop them. And we learn there are more than just the Themysciran tribe of Amazons. There's also two other tribes of Amazons that have needs for being reunited. If I had picked this up last week, this would have been my pick of the week. It was just that good of a book. There's not much else I can say about this without spoiling everything. Right, now on to this week's new comics. Right, here we have Mirko Adolfo's Mercy. This is the 5th book in the series. This story continues to be amazing. I went in with low expectations and came out with a really nice storyline here. Here we learn how love affects Lady Helene, and we learn more about the story behind the mind and this devil and this monster they're talking about. We also learn a little bit more about these angels, or monsters, however you want to define them, and what they're exactly here for, what they're supposed to be doing. But this was a crazy read, a lot of action, very, very bloody. Not gonna lie, I felt a little sick after reading this book, but nonetheless, this was a good read. Not much else I can say about it, again, without spoiling it. Next up is from James Tynion. We have his creator-owned Wind. This was an awesome book. So in the last book, we have Wind and his friend fleeing for their lives to get away from the Banished Man because magic people are forbidden and are usually killed on sight if they're found. And the things that take place in this book you would never have seen coming, but this felt like a really good read, and we learn a little bit more about what type of magical folk Wind is. In the first book, it's discovered that he is some sort of dragon, but we don't know what type of dragon yet. And that's explored a little bit further in this story. But nonetheless, it was a great read. Like I said, these books, all my pulls this week are super power packed, and I'm trying not to spoil the reviews, but another good read. All right, next up we have Mind Wolf and Power Rangers. This is book number 53. Meet the Dark Rangers. Here we see the Dark Rangers get use their powers against the original Mind Morphin Power Rangers, and it was a very interesting book. We learn more about the history of the former Red Ranger, who she is a scientist at this laboratory, and Billy is helping her get the Dragon Coin powered up, and they gotta find someone who could take possession of that power. It used to belong to Lord Draken, but as we know from Shattered Grid and any story previous to that, Lord Draken is an evil Tommy Oliver, and things went south quick with that. But this was an amazing read. Tons of action, tons of story. It's really leading into something new, and very excited to keep on reading this. Alright, now we're up to one of Marvel's canceled titles. This is Ghost Spider. This is book 10. I didn't pick up Ghost Spider in the beginning because it just didn't interest me, but I decided to pick it up this time because I kind of like the covers, and Gwen Stacy is a very interesting character. She has a good story background, and it really goes into the details of the Spider-Verse, where you got Miles Morales Spider-Man, you got Peter Parker's Spider-Man, you got Pork the Pig Spider-Man, you got Spider-Man Noir, and other versions. But this was a great read too. I had fun reading this book, and I highly recommend this to anyone and everyone who wants to check out something really awesome. It's just a shame that this is actually the last book in this Ghost Spider volume. Though the author did say that there is more planned for Gwen Stacy, but that's really up for Marvel to determine where they go with Gwen Stacy and Spider-Gwen and Ghost Spider from here on out. It's not just DC that's having issues, Marvel's having issues too. Alright, next we have Batman Beyond. This is part 3 of the Eradication story. We learn that Zero's plan is in full effect now to bring the Earth into another ice age, sending temperatures plummeting to negative 40 degrees below Celsius. So the new Bat family has to go and stop Zero using technology that was built by the original Batman and stored in secret facilities, so they can investigate what they're trying to learn and understand. But I really enjoyed this book. This continues to be an amazing storyline, and I can't wait to see what the next story is going to bring. It was great. Alright, next we have Justice League Dark. This is book 25. Here we continue the story of Zatanna trying to look for her father. We find her father in the Upside Down, in the other place as it's called, and the Upside Down Man has made a return. Last we saw the Upside Down Man was back in Justice League Dark's Year of the Villain event, and that was pretty crazy because it's not what you think. But here we see a continuation of it, and how the Upside Down Man just wants something that Diana can only give it. So we also learn a little bit more of history when Zatanna first discovered magic and resurrection magic, and how her father didn't really want her using that. But this was a fantastic read. Highly recommend it. If you're not reading Justice League Dark, find the trade paperbacks and then pick up the more recent issues. It's an excellent read. All right, next up we have Wonder Woman number 761. This is going to be a key comic because there is a brand new Wonder Woman villain introduced in this book called, I believe the villain's name has been codenamed Liar Liar, and I'm not going to spell out who that is, but we've met this person before. But here we see Wonder Woman, the aftermath of her absolute destruction through the city of Washington, D.C., because she was being controlled by some sort of powerful psychic that's able to alter reality and do all sorts of crazy things. And We learn more that it's not just her that goes crazy, that other people have done crazy things too in this series. But this was a very interesting read. I've been loving the new creative team on Wonder Woman, and this variant cover is just gorgeous. This will probably also be graded as well. Alright, next up we head into some Joker War mayhem. And we'll start with Batman Detective Comics 1026. Here in this book, we learn about that Killer Croc is building an army of his own underground in the sewers, and that chemicals that spilt into the sewage system, mutating people very aggressively, making them look like Killer Croc, but with different mutations. We learn that Killer Croc does not agree with what the Joker is doing, and it was just an interesting read. I don't want to spoil it because it was just a good read. Really, it was just a really good read, and something that I look forward to how it plays out, how the events in this book will play out in the next Detective Comics book and Joker War overall. So another good read here. All right, and now we have Red Hood Outlaw, book 48, also a Joker War tie-in. Here we see that Jason Todd has now returned to Gotham City, and Punchline is aware of this, that Red Hood, aka Jason Todd, has returned, and him and Nightwing have a face-off. It was a very good read. It wasn't necessarily the strongest tie-in to Joker War as a whole, but I suspect the events that took place in this book will have greater effect in Batman 98, 99, and 100. So really awesome read. Really enjoyed it. Highly recommend. And that's the only Joker War tie-in for Red Hood 48. Okay. Next up is Batgirl 48. This is the last part of Batgirl's side of the Joker War events. I do not know what timeline this follows, but she is recovering from pretty much cutting out her own implant. We see Luke Fox return to Gotham to assist her, and we also learn more about how Barbara dealt with the trauma after Joker had shot her point blank in The Killing Joke, which if you haven't read that comic, that's a really good comic. But do read it with a closed mind. That is a comic, but it does feel real. But this was an awesome read, and we see how Barbara is coping, having been paralyzed from the waist down again. And we learn more about her implant and how her nerves have reacted to the damage caused by it. And just excellent read overall. Highly recommend Batgirl. Just saying that this is the second to last book in the Batgirl run. The current Batgirl run. Who knows, DC might reboot it next year. Alright, yeah, I wanted to break through all these books because I just have so many books this week. Anyways, for runner-up for my pick of the week, I am going to pick the Batman 3 Jokers. This is book 1. This is the Batman variant cover. This is the only cover that I bought of it. And this was an interesting read. It's definitely not tying into Joker War at all. We definitely learn more about the Joker mythos and that there is possibly more than one Joker. And we see that each Joker has had some sort of influence with one of the more prominent members of the Bat family. The comedian, the criminal, and I think the gambler is the other one. But, the clown is the other one. But this was a really great read. This is an amazing story. The artwork is on point in this book and gives the most accurate description of anything and everything Joker mythos. So I'm really looking forward to see how this this 3-issue miniseries teaches us more about the Joker and who the Joker is and what the Joker does. So excellent read. All right, on to my pick of the week. And my pick of the week is going to go to my favorite Marvel comic that has been published in the last year. And now that it's resumed, this return book has been fantastic. And that is going to be Arrow 10. Arrow returns after being on hiatus for a long time due to the ongoing pandemic and Marvel's Pencils Down issue. This was one of the issues that wasn't being published due to like the Empire event and the other events that Marvel wanted to push out. But it's not canceled, and it's still being printed. And there's still at least 2 more issues after this, and probably a second trade. So Arrow number 10 picks up from where Arrow 9 left off, with Tony Stark coming to Shanghai. He's discussing a project with Lei Ling, who is our heroine, Arrow. And we also get a little bit of backstory on the antagonist, the overall antagonist in the Arrow storyline, which is Madame Huang. And we learn more about an enemy that she was dealing with, and that she's actually against the Crystal Towers. But this was an amazing read. I am so glad to have Arrow back in print and being published on a monthly basis. I've missed this comic, and I'm really looking forward to how Arrow and Iron Man team up to combat the ongoing ice towers. So this is my pick of the week just because it's my favorite Marvel comic. It made me smile all the way through, and it was just very enjoyable. It was the most enjoyable read and funnest read out of all my books that I've read this week. So, pick of the week, Arrow number 10. With that, that is all of my polls for this week. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a like. If you dislike the video, you can hit the thumbs down button. Leave a comment. What did you poll this past week? What are you looking forward to coming out in the future? And if you like my content, feel free to hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be first to my videos, go ahead and hit that upper right hand corner notification bell, and we will for sure take care of you. So thank you guys for watching, and you all enjoy your weekend. Stay dry. The remnants of Hurricane Laura came through today. So thank you guys for watching, and you all have a good weekend, and good night.